If you've ever lived with roommates, you know the feeling when someone's been in your space. Maybe they borrowed your shampoo without asking, or ate your leftovers, or moved something just slightly out of place. But when I checked the security footage from my hallway, there was no one there. Just a door, opening by itself at 2:47 a.m. And beneath the static, the sound of breathing. This happened to me 6 months ago. I still can't sleep with my back to a wall. I found the apartment on Craigslist in late September. I know, red flag number 1. But if you've ever apartment hunted in a major city, you understand desperation. I'd been couch surfing for 3 weeks, my savings were bleeding out on Airbnbs, and I was one more, sorry, we went with another applicant, away from moving back in with my parents. Then I saw it. A room in a 3-bedroom unit, walking distance to the metro, hardwood floors, $400 below market rate. I messaged the landlord immediately. He responded within minutes. His name was Gene, older guy, maybe 60s, said he just wanted reliable tenants who pay on time. The other 2 roommates were grad students, quiet types. He could show me the place that evening. I met him outside the building at 6 p.m. It was one of those older apartment complexes, 1970s architecture, beige brick, narrow hallways with fluorescent lighting that buzzed too loud. Not charming, but not a dump either, safe enough. Gene walked me up to the 4th floor, Unit 4C. The hallway smelled like old carpet and someone's dinner. Garlic, maybe curry. Normal. He unlocked the door. The apartment was fine. Small living room, kitchen with outdated appliances, bathroom that needed recaulking. My room was at the end of the hall. Decent size, one window overlooking the parking lot, closet with sliding doors. Last tenant broke the lease suddenly, Gene said, leaning against the doorframe. Left in the middle of the night, actually. Weird, but hey, her loss, your gain. I laughed. Did she see a ghost or something? He smiled, but it didn't quite reach his eyes. Something like that. I signed the lease 2 days later. The first night was calm. My roommates, Jess and Marco, seemed normal. Jess was doing her PhD in biology, spent most of her time in the lab. Marco was in law school, always studying with headphones on. We exchanged pleasantries, established a cleaning schedule, and went our separate ways. I unpacked my boxes, set up my bed, hung some posters. Around midnight, I brushed my teeth, locked my bedroom door out of habit, and went to sleep. No problems, no sounds. Just the hum of the refrigerator down the hall and the occasional car passing outside. I remember thinking, see, everything's fine. You were worried for nothing. The weird stuff started small. On the 3rd morning, I went to brush my teeth and noticed my toothbrush was wet. Not damp, wet, like someone had just used it. I asked Jess at breakfast. She looked at me like I was insane. Why would I use your toothbrush? I don't know, maybe by accident. Mine's the blue one. Yours is green. I'm not blind. Marco didn't even look up from his coffee. Maybe you used it last night and forgot. I didn't push it, but I knew I hadn't brushed my teeth before bed. I'd been too tired, fell asleep in my clothes. The next day, my coffee mug was in the sink. I'd left it on my desk. Then my bedroom door was unlocked one morning, even though I distinctly remembered turning the deadbolt. Little things. Easy to dismiss. You're stressed. New place, new people. You're probably just forgetting. But then came the knock. It was 3 a.m. on a Tuesday. 3 sharp knocks on my bedroom door. Knock, knock, knock. I sat up in bed, heart already racing. The apartment was dead silent except for the faint hum of the fridge. Hello? Nothing. I waited, counted to 30. Got out of bed and crept to the door, pressing my ear against it. Silence. I unlocked it, opened it slowly. The hallway was empty. Dark. Jess's door was closed. Marco's too. No light under either. I stood there in my pajamas, staring into the blackness, and for just a second, just a split second, I thought I heard something. A shuffle, like fabric against carpet, from the direction of the bathroom. I turned on the hallway light. Nothing. Just the bathroom door, slightly ajar, and the faint drip of the sink. Old building. Pipes settling. Someone probably got up to pee and knocked by accident. I went back to bed, but I didn't sleep. After a week of this, things moving, sounds in the night, that constant feeling of being watched, I bought a motion detecting camera. $29 on Amazon. Small, wireless, records to an SD card. I mounted it on my bookshelf, angled toward my bedroom door. For 3 nights, nothing happened. I started to feel stupid, like I'd wasted money on paranoia. Then on the 4th night, I got an alert on my phone. Motion detected. 2:47 a.m. I was at work, late shift at a bar downtown. I opened the app with shaking hands. The video loaded. At first, it's just my door, closed, dark hallway beyond. Then, the handle turns slowly, deliberately. The door opens about 6 inches, and the camera glitches. The screen fills with static, just for a second, and when it clears, the door is closed again. But in that split second of static, I saw something. A shape, pale, human-sized, standing in my doorway. I showed the video to Gene the next day. He watched it twice, handed my phone back and shrugged. Security systems do that sometimes in older buildings. Electrical interference, probably picking up signal from someone's baby monitor or Wi-Fi router. But the door opened. Could have been a draft. These old locks don't always catch right. He wasn't taking me seriously. That night, I unplugged the camera, told myself I just needed better sleep, that I was feeding my own anxiety. I put it in a drawer and tried to forget about it, but the feeling didn't go away. I found the envelope by accident. I was looking for a can opener in the kitchen, 3rd drawer down, under some rubber bands and takeout menus, and my hand brushed against something stiff. Old paper, yellowed at the edges. It was a piece of mail, addressed to L. Anders, Unit 4C, postmarked 3 years ago. I stood there in the kitchen, staring at it. Then I pulled out my phone and Googled the name. The first result was a news article from a local NBC affiliate. Woman, 29, missing after leaving downtown apartment. The photo showed a blonde woman in her late 20s, smiling at the camera. Lauren Anders. Last seen leaving her apartment, this apartment, on the night of October 12th, 3 years ago. Security footage showed her walking to her car around 11 p.m. She never came back. Her car was found 2 days later, abandoned at a rest stop 40 miles away. Purse still inside. Keys in the ignition. No trace of Lauren. Case still open. I asked Jess about it that night. Did you know someone went missing from this apartment? She looked up from her laptop. What? A woman. Lauren Anders. She lived here 3 years ago. Jess's face went pale. Gene didn't mention that. He probably didn't think it was relevant. That's super relevant. Marco, passing through the living room, stopped. Wait, someone went missing from here? I showed them the article. We sat in silence for a long time. Finally, Jess said, Maybe she just wanted to disappear. Start over somewhere. With her keys still in the car, no one had an answer. That night, I locked my door, pushed my desk chair against it, and tried not to think about where Lauren Anders might be. I came home late the following Friday. I'd been out with coworkers, got back around 1 a.m., a little tipsy, a little tired. The apartment was dark. Jess and Marco were either asleep or out. I unlocked my bedroom door and stopped. The closet door was half open. I never left it open. Ever. I'm obsessive about it. Something from childhood. An irrational fear of dark spaces. I turned on the light. Nothing inside. Just my coats, some boxes, a pile of shoes. But there was a smell. Faint. Sweet. Floral. Shampoo. Not mine. I use unscented stuff because I'm sensitive to fragrance. Someone had been in my closet. I called out, voice shaking. Hello? Silence. I checked the bathroom, the living room, Jess's door, Marco's. Nothing. I went back to my room, turned on every light and searched the closet. Moved boxes. Checked behind coats. Nothing. But as I turned to leave, as I stepped back toward my bed, I heard it. A soft exhale. Right behind me. I spun around, Empty room. Just me. My bed. The open closet. I didn't sleep that night. The next evening I was coming back from the laundromat when the woman from 4B stopped me in the hallway. She was older, maybe 70, thick glasses, floral housecoat. I'd seen her before but never talked to her. She grabbed my wrist. "You're in 4C. It wasn't a question. Yeah. Her grip tightened. "Don't leave your window open. Ever." "What?" "Why? Just don't." She let go and shuffled back into her apartment, shutting the door before I could say anything else. I stood there, bags of laundry in hand, staring at her closed door. For the first time, I felt it. Validation. I wasn't crazy. Someone else knew something was wrong. The smell got worse. It started 2 days after the neighbor's warning. Faint at first. Musty, organic. Like old food or wet cardboard. I thought maybe something had died in the walls. A rat, maybe. But it was strongest near my bed. I moved the frame away from the wall and found the vent. I unscrewed it and found hair. Long strands. Dark brown. Tangled around the screws, and underneath, food wrappers. Granola bar. Bag of chips. A single earring. And then I looked deeper. The vent didn't lead to ductwork. It led to a space. A hollow cavity between the walls. Big enough for someone to crawl through. I dropped the grate, stepped back, and heard it. A soft, muffled sound, like something shifting, moving, inside the wall. I ran out of the room and called 911. The operator didn't believe me. "Sir, it's probably rodents, or the pipes. Old buildings make noise. There are food wrappers in my wall. Someone has been living in there. We'll send an officer to do a welfare check." They never came. I set up my phone that night, propped it on my dresser, aimed at the vent, hit record, and left the room. I slept on the couch. The next morning, I checked the footage. For hours, nothing. Just my empty room, the vent, darkness. Then, at 3:12 a.m., the vent cover slides open from the inside. A hand reaches out, pale, thin fingers, nails caked with dirt. It grips the edge of the wall, and the video freezes. Not buffering, just frozen. I try to scrub forward. The file corrupts. When I check my phone again an hour later, the video is gone, deleted, like it never existed. I started packing immediately. I was shoving clothes into a duffel bag when I heard it, a whisper. Soft, hoarse, right behind me. "Don't go." I froze, turned slowly. The closet door was wide open. Darkness beyond, deeper than it should be. I grabbed my bag and ran. The police came 3 hours later. They found evidence in the crawlspace behind my wall. A sleeping bag, a duffel of clothes, half-eaten food, a journal filled with erratic handwriting. They said someone had been squatting in the space between units, accessing different apartments through the vents. They asked if I'd seen anyone. I said no. They said they'd investigate. I never went back. I'm in a new apartment now. 10th floor. New building. Security cameras in every hallway. It's been 2 months. I sleep better. Most nights. Last week I was unpacking the last box from storage, stuff I'd shoved in there and forgotten about. At the bottom, wrapped in an old towel, I found my toothbrush. The green one. The one that went missing in my old apartment. I stared at it for a long time, and then I heard it, from the vent above my bathroom sink. A slow, steady breath. In, out. If you've experienced something similar, you're not alone. Don't ignore the signs. And whatever you do, check your vents.